What would you say is the perfect stamp set to go with all of Altenew's beautiful flowers? You would say versatile vases. Well, now you can say versatile vases too. Welcome back. It's time for another Take Two with Therese at Altenew, and I've got a product highlight today, and it's the beautiful new Versatile Vases 2 set. Now, this is a large set. It has 3 different styles of vases and 2 of each size, so a large and a small one. It's coordinating die set as well as the mask stencils. So I'm going to be using all of these products today and giving you lots of tips and tricks along the way. Now I've got a piece of Nina cardstock here. It's £80, so this is how I usually like to work, and I'll work on this piece of cardstock and then I'll add it to my card front afterwards. I am stamping out one of the larger vases in some Obsidian black ink because basically I'm going to be repeating a card that I've already made. And this is by request. I had lots of people ask how I created one of my cards in the most recent release. So that's why I'm here with this card. It is a little bit more involved, but easy to make all the same. I want there to be some water in my vase, so that's where it's really handy to have both the negative and the positive portion of these mask stencils. I'm simply holding the mask in place and taping off the edges with some post-it note strips so that when I'm blending with my ink blending tool, I don't accidentally get it on the front of the card. I can use the positive portion of the mask to create the bottom layer of the water, and I'm using a really light ink. This is the Tranquility ink set that I'm using. It's like a blue-grey, which is really pretty, and I'm coming in with the second darkest colour and adding just a little bit near the edges to give it a bit of shadow. Then I can just simply flip the mask around to create the top portion of the water. It doesn't get any easier than this. This is a really simple way to create some water in your vases. Of course, you can create your own masks just with some mask paper or even post-it notes. These mask stencils take all the guesswork out of it and are really easy to use. Now, the card that I made at my blog was in different colours, so I thought I'd change it up today and actually show you this card in some different colours and using different flowers as well, because it's nice to have lots of inspiration and options, and of course at Altenew we have lots of those. Once I finish with the water, then I'm going to start working. Well, I thought I was going to start working on the outside. I did actually start blending around the edge of the panel as well, but decided against it because I forgot that I hadn't stamped my flower out. Now, I did only add 2 of the layers of stamping because there is no solid layer of stamping in this sparkled flower, but there is a mask stencil that would do that perfectly. But what I'm doing instead here is using the positive portion again from the mask stencil set to actually mask off the flower while I stamped a leaf image so that it looks like it's behind the flower. So I'm trying to keep the same colour theme going through the card. I've actually only got 2 sets of inks that I'm really using. So the purples that I've got here today are from the Sugarplums set, and what I've done here is rather than bringing another colour in and having green leaves, I've just used the grey blues again to stamp my leaves. But of course you could do anything that you want. Use any flowers or leaves that you want, and I just thought it was fun to have a nice big floral design. While I've got all my images masked off, I thought it'd be good to add some quick colour to the background, and I'm not being too particular here. I'm actually trying not to be too heavy-handed as well, and I started with the purples but then came in with one of the blue-greys, and that just added a little bit of extra depth. So now that I moved my mask out, I've noticed that I haven't actually added any ink yet into the top of my vase, and that's really simple. I just use both the positive and the negative portions of the stencil again to mask off that area so that I can add some quick sort of purple. I am making that a bit lighter there because that would be glass technically, but I'm not getting too weirded out about it. I'm trying to keep it really simple. I've got the mask stencils again. I'm just going to protect my images while I add some splatters of the pure white ink spray. This does take a little bit of time to dry, this spray, so I'm usually pretty careful to try not to touch it for a couple of hours. I don't think it takes that long. It depends what you're actually splattering it on. On the Nina it's pretty quick. I've got a sentiment here that I've stamped and I'm white heat embossing. It's from the Delicate Flower Bed stamp set, and I am going to actually die cut that out with the Featured Sentiments die, and I really am getting a lot of use out of this set of dies on my sentiments, and I really like the black on white still. I just can't go past that. If you're not sure about what sentiment to put anywhere, a white heat emboss sentiment on some black cardstock is always a winner in my books. I've got a pencil here and I'm just drawing a couple of stems for my flowers, and I'm using one of the fine liners. This is a fairly new edition at Altenew, and there's 4 pens in the set, and I've got the 01. It's I think it's the thinnest fine marker, or the finest fine marker, and I'm just drawing a couple of simple stems in with the marker. I'm freehanding them and I'm trying not to think too much about it, and then I can just erase my pencil lines, and I'm using the retractable eraser for that. I have decided to draw some water rings around the stems as well, and I'm coming in with some of the artist marker to add some colors to the stems. I know that they don't blend, or they're not really compatible with the inks that I've used beneath, the blended inks, but it's such a small area, I'm not adding a lot of ink, and I am cleaning my marker off to the side on a piece of scrap paper. But if you're not wanting to take the chance of ruining the nib of your marker, not that I've had any problems, then you could simply paint that in or even colour it with a pencil. And I've just attached the whole image panel to the front of my top fold card, and I've adhered my leaves on that weren't actually stamped directly onto the panel, and popped up my main flower and leaf image as well as my sentiment. See, it looks like a really busy, complicated card, but it's not, especially with the mask stencil set. It really, for both the flowers and the vases, it was such a time saver. So my second card today is going to be very different, and this is a very quick and easy card. I've got the Beautiful Day set, and I decided that I want to create my own sort of ceramic pattern vase, and I've grabbed one of the dies, and what I'm doing here is actually holding it against my images to work out which image I want to white heat emboss on my Nina cardstock. Now I have already heat embossed the image, so you can't really see it yet, but I've got the ink blending tools and the same Tranquility ink set here, and you'll gradually be able to see that I chose the flower image. Now I've used a couple of the different blue greys here, and then what I thought I'd do was actually die cut the actual vase, because I wasn't really sure where I was going to need more shading, and I thought if I do the die cut first, at least I can work out exactly how much shading I need. So when I die cut it out, I made sure that I had some of the white heat embossed flower on the vase that I die cut, and it's now that I'm adding the darkest colour of ink that you're going to start to see that pattern start resisting the ink and showing through. This is a really beautiful shaped vase, and I really like the larger version of this as well. The smaller images, you could easily fit 3 of them on one A2 card without a problem. Now I couldn't make up my mind, did I want sort of a black and white flower, or do I want to bring that Tranquility with the Sugarplum mix again, to have the purple and the blues, or just have the blues. So I thought, well, while I've got the Misty tool out, I might as well stamp out both, and then I can make my decision from there. I only did do 1 layer of the pale mauve, and I have got one of the darker purples here for the leaf image, and then I just went straight bold black. Now I do have the coordinating dies for this set, and I did run them through my die cutting machine. And here I'm adding one of the sentiments, which actually is from the Versatile Vases 2 set. There's quite a few sentiments in this set, and they're all this lovely scripty font, and I thought this card would make a great sympathy card. And here's where I want your help. What do you think? Do you like the mauve, or did you like it black and white? I liked the black and white. But if you preferred the mauve, let me know, because I might make a second card, because I now have a mauve flower to use. I did add some black splatters with my jet black ink and popped up my flower. It is a really simple card, like I said, but with that beautiful vase. Thanks for joining me here today. If you did like today's video, it'd be great if you could click on the thumbs up button, and don't forget to let me know which card you preferred in the description below. Look forward to seeing you here again real soon. Till then, bye.
Hello there! Did that video just spark your creativity? And do you want more project ideas and inspiration videos too? Well, if you do, please make sure that you subscribe to the Alternate YouTube channel. Also, make sure that you do click that notification bell so you don't miss a video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye!